On the 20th of July 1969, something incredible happened. The Apollo 11 mission landed on the moon. Commander Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface. He said those famous words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Millions of people across the globe watched this moment live on their televisions. It was a truly monumental achievement, a testament to human ingenuity and courage. The world held its breath, united in awe. Yet even with such a public display, some people doubt it ever occurred. A persistent belief exists that the moon landings were faked. This idea forms the core of the moon landing controversy. It suggests a deception on an unbelievable scale. Why do these doubts linger decades after the missions? It is a fascinating subject to explore, touching on trust, evidence, and our understanding of what is possible. We must approach this with an open yet critical mind. Why would a powerful nation like the United States fake such an event? The main theory points to the Cold War. The USA was locked in a fierce rivalry with the Soviet Union. This rivalry extended into space, known as the space race. Reaching the moon first would be a huge propaganda victory. It would show American technological and ideological superiority. For some, this motive is strong enough to make faking seem plausible. But did they truly need to resort to such a grand deception? Or did American scientists and engineers achieve what many thought impossible? To answer this, we must look closely at the claims and the counter-evidence. Science is our best tool for this investigation. It helps us separate what is real from what is merely speculation. Let us embark on this journey of discovery, guided by facts and reason, to understand this chapter of human history. Proponents of the hoax theory often point to photographs taken on the moon. One common claim is the absence of stars in the lunar sky. They argue that with no atmosphere, the sky should be filled with brilliant stars. The black sky in the photos to them looks like a studio backdrop. This missing starlight is a cornerstone of their argument, suggesting an artificial environment was used for filming. Another frequently cited piece of evidence is the American flag. In some photographs and video footage, the flag planted by the astronauts appears to flutter or wave. However, the moon has no atmosphere, meaning there is no wind. How could the flag wave in a vacuum? This observation leads hoax believers to conclude that the footage was filmed on Earth, where wind could make the flag move. It seems like a logical inconsistency at first glance. Then there is the peculiar case of the sea rock. In one particular photograph from the Apollo missions, a rock in the foreground appears to have the letter C perfectly marked on it. Skeptics suggest this is a prop, labeled by a set designer. They argue that such a marking would not occur naturally. For them, this is a clear indication that the lunar landscape was constructed on a film stage, perhaps in a secret studio. Finally, the issue of radiation poses a significant question for doubters. The Earth is surrounded by the Van Allen radiation belts. These are zones of charged particles trapped by Earth's magnetic field. Astronauts traveling to the moon would have to pass through these belts. Hoax theorists question how the astronauts could have survived the supposedly lethal doses of radiation without adequate visible shielding. This is often presented as an insurmountable obstacle that NASA could not have overcome. Science, however, provides clear and rational explanations for these apparent anomalies. Let's begin with the missing stars. The lunar surface, when lit by the sun, is incredibly bright. The astronauts and their equipment were also brightly illuminated. Cameras used on the moon required very fast shutter speeds and small apertures to avoid overexposing the images. These settings are not suitable for capturing faint, distant stars. It's like trying to see stars from a brightly lit city street at night. The mystery of the waving flag also has a simple solution. The flag was mounted on a telescopic pole with an additional horizontal bar extending along its top edge. This was done to make the flag fly proudly and be clearly visible in the still, airless environment of the moon. The ripples and folds were caused by the flag being tightly packed for its long journey. Any apparent movement in videos was due to the astronauts handling the flagpole as they planted it. What about the infamous C on the rock? Upon closer examination of original high-quality images, the C is far less clear. It is most likely a photographic artifact. This could be a stray fiber or piece of dust that either settled on the negative during processing or was present on the object being photographed. It is highly improbable that it is a deliberate marking on a prop, especially given the scrutiny such images would undergo. Regarding the Van Allen radiation belts, NASA was, of course, well aware of their existence. The Apollo spacecraft trajectories were carefully planned. They passed through the thinner sections of the belts very quickly, minimizing exposure. The spacecraft's hull, composed of aluminum and other materials, provided significant shielding against the radiation. The actual radiation doses received by the astronauts were monitored and found to be well within safe limits, comparable to those received by workers in some Earth-based radiation environments. The technology developed by NASA for the Apollo program was truly groundbreaking for its era. The Saturn V rocket, the vehicle that launched humans to the moon, remains the most powerful rocket ever successfully flown. It was a colossal machine, a triumph of engineering. The lunar module, the small craft that descended to the moon's surface, was specifically designed for its unique task, a marvel of lightweight construction and precise control. This technology was real, and its development well documented. Furthermore, we have the eyewitness accounts of the astronauts themselves. 12 human beings walked on the moon across 6 Apollo missions. Men like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Eugene Cernan shared their profound experiences. They described the desolate, stark beauty of the lunar landscape. They spoke of the breathtaking view of Earth, a fragile blue marble suspended in the blackness of space. Their consistent and emotional testimonies provide compelling human evidence. Beyond testimonies, there is tangible, physical evidence. The Apollo missions returned with 382 kilograms, 842 pounds, of lunar rocks, core samples, pebbles, and dust from the moon. These samples have been shared with scientific institutions around the world. Independent analysis has confirmed their extraterrestrial origin. Their unique composition is distinctly different from rocks found on Earth. Additionally, laser retroreflectors left on the moon by Apollo missions are still used today by observatories to precisely measure the Earth-Moon distance. The moon landing was far more than just a technological feat. It was a pivotal moment in human history. It dramatically expanded our horizons and inspired countless individuals to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It demonstrated the remarkable capacity of human beings to achieve audacious goals through collaboration, innovation, and sheer determination. The legacy of Apollo continues to resonate, reminding us of our potential to explore the cosmos and understand our place within it.